Coming up at the top of the next hour, Dave Foreman will be joining us. He's known as the herbal pharmacist, and we're going to be talking about back pain and how people don't treat it correctly. But Dave has a formula, and it's not anything you take. It's exercise. How about that? That'll be coming up at the top of next hour here on Late Night Health. If you don't get hour 2 in your radio station, you can always go to latenighthealth.com and listen to us right then and there. Right now we're talking with Scott Shilling, and we're talking about recovering from a stroke. When they told you, Scott, that you had a stroke, and it wasn't a small one, what went through your mind? What were the thoughts that you remember going through?
The number one thing is all of a sudden I became a China doll. And what I mean by that is, again, I had the stroke, went to the emergency room, was relieved, came on set, shot TV shows, went to a neurologist. The next day went for an MRI. It was 48 hours before they officially told me. I mean, I knew something was wrong, but as soon as they said the word stroke, all of a sudden a totally different mental picture hit. I mean, like, I literally was a China doll. Now I was afraid that if I took a step, I could break. And the change in my physiology, the change in how I walked and what I did, it was like, holy cow, get me in that intensive care unit right now. I mean, that was what they said, too. But it was like, I didn't even want to walk to get to the car to get to the hospital. It was like I literally thought I was going to break.
Did you think about why me? Why now?
No, I really didn't. It wasn't so much of that. I think I've gone through plenty of things in my life. I think I teach that those are really irrelevant questions.
Okay.
Because you can't, it is. It's already happened, so you can't stop that. You can just. Questions are more, what can I learn from this? How am I going to use this the rest of my life?
What about fearing death and dying at that point?
Well, that was part of my conversation with God. I said, I've been teaching that your plan and timing is perfect the last couple of years now. And I don't believe your plan is to call me home. And I don't believe your plan is to maim me or disable me. So I'm choosing to believe that this was to wake me up, duly noted, boy, you got my attention, and that I'm supposed to use this to serve myself and others physically and spiritually for the rest of my life, which is exactly what I'm doing here with you. So I really, in my prayer and in my reality, it's not that I didn't feel like I was supposed to die. It doesn't mean I couldn't have, but I felt like I was, there were too many things working for my good, and that I had too much work left to do here.
Because your life is really about helping people succeed.
And if it wasn't, it always has been, but it stepped up to a new and bigger level. But what was interesting is the one person that I hadn't helped a lot was me. We tend to concern ourselves with everybody else's needs, wants, and desires, and we don't necessarily take care of our own quite as well as we could or should.
And especially ourselves, especially as guys.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so when an event like this happens, there's all sorts of realizations that come to you. You realize who your friends are. You realize who you thought your friends were. You realize how wonderful family is.
Well, I have to tell you that Daryl and I really, didn't we, Daryl? We kept talking about it. We tried to find him. We couldn't find you. nobody would give us any info. But I'm glad we ran into each other down in San Diego. Look forward to more conversations about this.
Absolutely.
And I'm really glad to know that you are in tip-top shape. And
Yep,
that's hard to say.
You know what? I am so phenomenally blessed. I walk away virtually untouched, and
which is terrific. Scott, we are out of time, but I want you to come back. We'll talk more about this. Okay?
Anytime.
Thank you very much. Hold on, Scott. Coming up next, we've got Dave Foreman, and we're going to talk about the Mean Girls in the second part of the hour as well. Don't go away. More coming up at latenighthealth.com.